Hi there, it's Adam bringing you another video to the channel. We are concluding the 21-22 UK Model Airport Series in this update. This is going to be the final update for this project. A bit of a weird feeling because, you know, pretty much every weekend it's been a routine for me to do these updates, bar, you know, 1 or 2 weekends, maybe more, where I've missed, you know, being away or whatever and other things have come up. You will probably notice a change of lighting as well. It is so miserable today, like so dark, kind of like overcast, not so much misty, but the lighting is terrible, and I've got the light on, so that's probably why the lighting looks a bit different. I maybe could have done that in other updates, because it probably might look a lot better in terms of picture quality. So apologies for any previous updates, I've not done that. But yeah, certainly today lighting is shocking. So that's probably why you can see a little bit of a difference in lighting overall. Like I said, the last update, this is basically takes us up to Sunday schedules, which would in turn lead to the very first update we did, update number 1. That would in turn lead to that from Sunday night to Monday morning. So yeah, full cycle through the week, exactly as I visioned, and yeah, it's been fulfilling. It's done. You know, I've done what I kind of intended to do. For me personally, I think the layout that I did has worked very well as well to accommodate for the range of aircraft and models that I wanted to include. Obviously a mix of wide body, narrow body, and obviously cargo section as well. The only thing I did vision, I kind of intended to maybe include maybe quite a lot more kind of like one-off visitors that are not really scheduled, but I did kind of do that in the other update, but the actual list of models I have that I intended to use didn't really come true. So that's the only downside, I'll be honest with you, that I didn't fulfill. But nonetheless, you know, I'm very happy with how this project's worked out. But like I said, I've got other plans, I've got other visions, and it's more about utilising my collection. It's more about, you know, kind of being like, look, you know, I've got these models, I want to display them in a virtual airport world, and you know, that's exactly what I obviously going forward will be doing. And again, obviously, not just UK based, but you know, sort of areas across the world as well. So we'll be focusing on them into the new year. After this video, I'm doing this video pretty early, to be fair, because what I will be doing as well is moving the table that this currently sits on into the other room, and sorting out my models, and hopefully bringing over like an open wooden shelving unit I've used previously, and get that set up basically where this is, and then hopefully, you know, basically store the majority of models. I imagine it should work pretty well to be able to accommodate for most of them, if not all of them, on that unit, and then I can sort of obviously focus on the models that I will need for the 2006 project, which thankfully won't be as many as this. Yeah, a little bit more limited, but overall kind of good for that time period as well. So I'm excited to start doing that as well. I'm going to get into the update now. So again, this is focusing on about 10 o'clock, around about 10 o'clock time period at night, and like I said, this in a sense would lead to what would have been the very first update, in a sense. Obviously different aircraft frames and stuff like that, but in some aspects, but you get the idea that we've done a full 7-day cycle overall. So we're going to get into it. Taxiing in, we have this EasyJet A320. This is arriving back from Hamburg as U2 A346, EasyJet A320, registration Golf Echo Zulu Oscar Mike. Like I say, that's taxiing in, position beyond Asian A320. So the Asian A320 is operating as A3608-609 inbound outbound as from and to Athens, registration Sierra X-ray Delta November Bravo. Then we have the Ryanair 737 MAX 8200, registration Echo India Hotel Alpha Tango. This arrived as FR7808 from Barcelona. Then we have the Ryanair UK, registration Golf Romeo Uniform Kilo Alpha, operating as RK7422, inbound from Malaga. Then we pan across, you will notice very vacant on this side. There's nothing at all operating until sort of a little bit later on, about an hour and a half away from the time we're focusing on, and then obviously all of the schedules will be coming in the early hours. Then if we zoom in on the cargo side, see we have the DHL 767-300 returning registration Golf Delta Hotel Lima Echo. This is operating as DHK 361 from New York. We'll be staying in sort of until the early hours of the morning. Then panning across, pushing back, we have a FedEx 757-200. This is operating as FDX 6201 and registration November 901 Foxtrot Delta. It's heading out to Stansted, having arrived from Liège about an hour and 20 prior to this time. So yeah, about an hour and 20 turnaround. But yeah, short hop down to Stansted for this one, as you can see, pushing back. And then of course we have the Southern Air 777-200, registration November 775 Sierra Alpha, operating as S00108, inbound from Leipzig, and again will be staying in overnight but also all day. Doesn't depart until later on a Monday, and yeah, that is, like I say, on the deck pretty much for the whole duration of the day. Again, if you remember the first few updates, that would have been, or another frame would have been featured, which I believe was N705 Golf Tango. That would have been featured in the first few updates of this series. And that concludes this update. Again, I think it was important to kind of do this update just to, you know, conclude the whole sort of system that I had going on from Monday to Sunday, all through schedules. I think, again, going forward, I'm probably not going to do that method. I'm probably going to randomise it a little bit more, because I think sometimes there's updates where you kind of, it's like a bit repetitive when you're doing it day by day, whereas if it's kind of variation per day, per time, you know, things like that, you're getting a little bit more difference in each update. But again, update's going to be a little bit different going forward, or at least I'm going to try and make them a little bit different, see how we get on. But again, I want to thank you obviously for everybody that's watched these videos over the past year. I do always appreciate your support, because, you know, I feel enthusiastic to do these, but obviously without you guys watching and obviously the comments I receive and things like that, there's not, you know, you don't really have that. You do maybe question, you know, what's, you know, is it kind of worth it? But yeah, I think it's, I certainly don't think you see many UK Mod Level updates on YouTube nowadays, from maybe what they used to be. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. Also, I have passed over 1,000 subscribers as well, so I also appreciate that. I haven't really got anything planned to sort of celebrate that as such. I know back in the day people used to do, like, you know, giveaways and things like that. I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about that. I have no intention really to do that. But for anybody that has subscribed and, you know, watches the videos and however minutes you watch per video, then again, I appreciate that as well. But yeah, hopefully 2026, we can sort of do things, focus on different things. I think that's probably the most important factor of my vision, is to kind of showcase more that we don't normally see. I think especially in 1/200 scale, there's a lot of things in 1/400 scale that you can see, but in 1/200 scale, I think it's a little bit more limited, obviously due to space. But hopefully, I can kind of fulfill that sector in various ways, and yeah, hopefully maybe engage with a few more people as well. Again, I will be looking to sell some models in 1/400 scale, so if you are interested at all, I can sort of compile a list and send it over to you. Prices, I'll be looking at reasonable. I'm not going to be, trying to rip people off. I'm not trying to, unless I think it's significantly rare or something like that. But I think generally, yeah, the models I'll have, obviously bearing in mind they're going to be second hand, pre-owned, however you want to call it. I will be looking to sell them, and I will be looking for a fair price. I think probably the New Year is probably a good time. Obviously, people will have Christmas out of the way, be celebrating New Year, and then maybe people might have Christmas money, or whatever. They might think, yeah, let's treat myself for the New Year. Who knows? But yeah, stay tuned for any of that. If you do use eBay, or if, like I say, if you want to get in touch by other means, by all means do. But again, guys, thanks for watching for the last year, and obviously we will continue with something new into 2026.